Robert was a man who had everything money could buy. Tall and confident, he wore his power like a shield. He was a billionaire who ran a big company, and people respected him because he was strict and always in control. But Robert also had a sharp tongue and a way of making others feel small when they didn't meet his high standards. Anna was his secretary. She was quiet and polite, always working hard to keep things organized. She knew her place and never wanted to cause trouble. Anna liked her job because it gave her a chance to learn and grow, but she often felt invisible in Robert's world. She was not rich, and she knew Robert looked at her like she was just a worker, nothing more. One afternoon, Robert called Anna into his office. His voice was cold and serious as he said, "Anna, I want you to come to dinner with me tonight. It will be at the Carlton. Dress properly." Anna felt her heart skip a beat. A dinner with Robert? That was unusual. She wondered if it was about work or something else. But she didn't want to ask questions. She nodded quietly and said, "Yes, sir." After she left the office, Anna sat at her desk, trying to think about what the dinner could be. She was nervous. Robert was a difficult man, and she had heard stories from other employees about how he sometimes used his power to embarrass people who made mistakes. She hoped this dinner would not be one of those times. The hours passed slowly, and Anna tried to focus on her work. But every few minutes, she looked at the clock, thinking about the evening. What would she wear? What would she say? Would Robert be kind, or would he try to humiliate her in front of others? At home, Anna opened her small closet and looked at her clothes. She didn't have expensive dresses like the women Robert usually met. She picked out a simple blue dress she had bought for a cousin's wedding. It was modest but neat, and it made her feel a little more confident. That night, Anna took extra care to get ready. She brushed her hair carefully and put on a little makeup, just enough to feel good about herself. She wanted to look professional and calm, not nervous or scared. When she arrived at the Carlton restaurant, the lights were bright, and the place was full of important people. Anna felt small among the fancy tables and sparkling glasses. She took a deep breath and walked inside. Robert was already there, sitting at a large table with some men in expensive suits. He looked up as Anna approached, his face showing no emotion. "You're late," he said, his voice cold. Anna's cheeks turned red, but she kept her head high. "I'm sorry, sir. I left on time, but there was traffic," she said politely. Robert waved a hand and said, "Sit down. We will start soon." Anna took a seat next to him, trying not to notice how different their worlds felt. Robert's friends talked loudly about business deals and money, using words Anna didn't always understand. They laughed at jokes that were not funny to her and looked at Anna like she was a stranger in their place. Robert began to speak about work, but his tone quickly changed. He made small comments that felt like punches. "Anna, I don't know why you bother with some of the reports. They never meet my standards," he said loudly enough for everyone to hear. Anna felt a sharp pain inside. She had spent hours making those reports perfect. But she didn't answer. She knew Robert wanted to embarrass her, and she wanted to show him she could be strong. One of Robert's friends laughed and said, "Maybe she needs to learn how to do her job better." Anna looked down at her hands in her lap, feeling her face grow hot. But then she remembered something her mother once told her: when people try to put you down, show them you are stronger by staying calm. Anna took a deep breath and looked up. "I am always trying my best," she said softly. "If there are mistakes, I want to learn and fix them." Robert's smile disappeared for a moment. He was not used to anyone standing up to him quietly. The room grew a little quieter, and Anna felt a small spark of hope. The waiter brought the first course, and the conversation shifted. Robert still looked at Anna with a cold eye, but his words were less sharp now. Anna ate carefully, trying to focus on the food and not on the uncomfortable feeling in her stomach. As the dinner went on, Anna noticed how Robert's friends watched her with interest. They seemed surprised by her calmness and the way she spoke when she was given a chance. Robert, however, was still thinking. He had invited Anna to this dinner to remind her of her place, but instead, she was quietly showing strength. He felt a strange feeling he had not felt in a long time, respect mixed with confusion. The night was far from over, and Anna knew she had to stay strong. She did not want to be humiliated or forgotten. This dinner was her chance to prove she was more than just a secretary. She was someone with dreams and courage. As the evening continued, the room filled with laughter and business talk. But in one corner, a quiet battle was taking place between a man used to power and a woman learning to claim her own. Anna's heart pounded as she stepped out of the taxi in front of the Carlton. The tall building looked even more impressive at night, its windows glowing like stars against the dark sky. Inside, the restaurant was a world away from her everyday life. The floors gleamed, the tables were covered in white cloths, and crystal glasses sparkled under soft chandeliers. She took a deep breath, straightened her shoulders, and walked inside. The hostess greeted her with a warm smile. "Good evening, Miss. Mr. Robert is waiting for you in the private dining room." Her voice was polite but kind. Anna smiled politely back, her nerves still fluttering but a small flame of courage growing inside her. She wasn't going to let this night break her. She knew this dinner might not be easy, but she would face it head on. The private room was quieter than the rest of the restaurant. A long, polished wooden table stretched from one end to the other. Several men in sharp suits sat around it, their voices low but serious. Robert sat at the head of the table, as usual, looking calm and powerful. When Anna entered, the room fell silent for a moment. All eyes turned to her, and she felt like she was standing in front of a crowd, all judging her appearance, her clothes, her very presence. Robert did not stand to greet her. Instead, he looked her up and down with a cold smile. "You're late," he said again, his voice flat. Anna's cheeks burned with embarrassment, but she kept her voice steady. "I'm sorry, sir. Traffic was heavy." "Sit down," Robert said, waving his hand. "We don't have all night." Anna carefully pulled out the chair next to him and sat down. The table was filled with glasses, plates, and shining silverware. The smell of delicious food made her stomach rumble, but she focused on Robert's eyes watching her closely. Around the table, Robert's friends whispered quietly and exchanged looks. Some of them nodded toward Anna, their expressions a mix of surprise and curiosity. It was clear none of them expected her to be here. Robert began to speak, his voice strong and commanding. "We are here to discuss the future of the company. Anna will be joining us tonight so she can understand how decisions are made at the highest level." Anna's heart skipped. She never expected to hear those words. It sounded important. But Robert quickly added, "Of course, she's still learning. She needs to see what real business looks like." The words were like a cold splash of water. Anna felt her face flush but kept her calm. She knew Robert was trying to remind her she was low on the ladder. But she didn't want to show fear or weakness. As the waiter arrived with the first course, Robert leaned toward Anna and said quietly, "Remember, this is not your world." Anna nodded, but inside, she felt a growing fire. She was here now, and she would not disappear. The men at the table began talking about numbers, profits, and plans. Their words were full of power and confidence, but Anna noticed something else. Beneath the surface, some of them were curious about her. They whispered among themselves, casting quick glances in her direction. Robert's friend, Mr. Harris, was the first to speak to Anna directly. "So, Anna, how long have you worked for Robert?" he asked with a polite smile. 3 years, sir," Anna answered clearly. "That's a long time," Mr. Harris said, nodding. You must have seen a lot of changes. Anna smiled slightly. Yes, sir. I have learned a lot. Robert rolled his eyes but said nothing. Anna sensed he didn't like the attention she was getting. He wanted to control the room, but the focus was slowly shifting. Suddenly, Robert raised his glass. To success, he said loudly. May we all continue to win. The others raised their glasses and echoed the toast. Anna held her glass carefully and took a small sip. She wasn't used to these fancy dinners, but she wanted to belong here even if just for tonight. As the dinner continued, Robert's tone grew colder. He made small jokes about Anna's mistakes at work. Remember last month's report? Nearly cost us a big deal, he said, smirking. Anna felt her hands tremble slightly but spoke softly. I took responsibility for that mistake and worked hard to correct it. Robert laughed, but there was a strange look in his eyes. The others in the room quieted, listening to Anna's quiet confidence. The next course arrived, delicious-looking salmon with vegetables, and the conversation changed. Robert's friends asked Anna about her life outside work. She answered honestly, talking about her small apartment, her dreams of one day starting her own business. One man smiled kindly. You have ambition. That's good. Don't lose it. Anna looked at Robert, wondering if he had ever had dreams like hers. But Robert's face was hard and unreadable. Later, as the evening grew darker, Robert's friends began to speak more openly about their opinions of Anna. Some said she was quiet but smart. Others said she was polite but needed to be stronger. Robert listened but said little. Inside, he was feeling something he hadn't expected: a respect for Anna's courage. At one point, Robert's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and sighed. But instead of leaving, he stayed and focused on Anna. The dinner was a test for both of them. Robert wanted to remind Anna she was beneath him. Anna wanted to show she was worth more than anyone believed. As the dessert was served, rich chocolate cake with fresh strawberries, Anna realized she had survived the hardest part of the evening. She had faced Robert's cold stare and the judgment of powerful men and had not broken. When the dinner ended, Robert stood up and said, "Good night, Anna. You did better than I expected." Anna smiled, tired but proud. "Thank you, sir." Outside the restaurant, the cool night air felt fresh and full of promise. Anna walked to her taxi, feeling a little taller than before. Tonight was only the beginning. The next morning, Anna arrived at the office still thinking about the dinner. The memory of the evening stayed in her mind: the way Robert looked at her, the cold challenge in his eyes, and the surprising moments when others seemed to see her differently. She knew the dinner was not just a meal, it was a test, and somehow, she had passed. But the day ahead was long, and work waited for her. Anna sat at her desk, opening her laptop and scanning the emails. As she typed, her phone buzzed quietly. It was a message from her friend, Nina. "Did you survive the dinner? Tell me everything," the message read. Anna smiled and typed back, "It was harder than I thought. But I stayed calm. Robert tried to embarrass me, but I didn't let him." She felt a small rush of pride. For years, Anna had worked quietly behind the scenes, never raising her voice or causing trouble. But tonight, she realized she had a strength inside her she never knew existed. Later that day, Robert called Anna into his office. She walked in, trying not to show her nerves. "Sit," Robert said without looking up. Anna sat down and waited. Robert finally looked at her. "Last night was unexpected," he said slowly. "You handled yourself better than I thought." Anna blinked in surprise. "Thank you, sir." Robert leaned back in his chair. "You don't need to be afraid to speak up. But you also need to understand the world you're in." Anna nodded. "I do, sir." Robert's tone softened just a little. "Good. Because this company needs people who can think clearly under pressure. Anna felt her heart beat faster. Could this be the start of something different between them? She wasn't sure. After the meeting, Anna returned to her desk. She felt a little lighter, but she knew the real challenge was still ahead. That afternoon, Robert called a meeting with his senior team. Anna was asked to attend. It was unusual for a secretary to be included, but Robert had made it clear she needed to learn. As everyone settled around the table, Robert began the discussion. We are planning to expand into new markets next year. This means more work and higher risks. The team nodded and started sharing ideas. Anna listened carefully, trying to understand every word. Suddenly, one of the men mentioned a problem with the report Anna had prepared. The last report had some errors. It almost cost us an important contract, he said. Anna felt a familiar pang in her chest, but she kept her voice calm. I acknowledge the mistake, and I have already taken steps to improve the process. I am confident it will not happen again. Robert looked at her with something close to approval. Good. Taking responsibility is important. The conversation continued, and Anna noticed how the men began to include her ideas. She suggested a way to better organize data for the new market research, and Robert nodded thoughtfully. One of the team members said, "That's a good point, Anna. We should try that." Anna smiled quietly. She was no longer just a secretary taking notes, she was part of the team. After the meeting, Robert pulled Anna aside. You have potential. But don't think this means you are equal to us yet. You have to work harder to prove it. Anna looked him in the eye. I will, sir. Robert gave a small nod. Good. That evening, Anna sat alone in the office, organizing papers and reflecting on the day. She felt tired but proud. She had faced criticism and pressure but had not backed down. Her phone buzzed again. This time, it was a message from Robert. Dinner was just the beginning. Be ready. Anna stared at the screen, wondering what lay ahead. But she was ready. No matter what Robert threw at her, she would stand firm. The next days passed quickly, filled with meetings, reports, and new challenges. Anna worked harder than ever, determined to show her true worth. At times, Robert's sharp words still cut deeply. But Anna learned to listen, to understand what was behind them. She saw a man who demanded excellence but also, maybe, respected strength when he saw it. One afternoon, Anna was called into Robert's office again. This time, he was alone. Anna, I want to talk about your future here, he said. Anna's heart beat fast. Was this good news or another test? Robert continued, you have surprised me. You are more capable than I thought. Anna smiled softly, trying to hide her excitement. I want to give you more responsibilities, Robert said. This company is changing, and I need people who can grow with it. Anna nodded. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down. Robert looked at her for a moment, then said, good. You will have a chance to prove yourself. But remember, it won't be easy. Anna felt a mix of fear and hope. The path ahead was uncertain, but she was no longer afraid. As she left the office that day, Anna felt a quiet strength inside her. She was learning to stand tall, even in a world that had not always been kind. The dinner had been just the beginning. Now, the real journey was starting. The days that followed were filled with work and quiet tension. Anna noticed how Robert watched her closely, as if waiting for her to make a mistake. But she was careful, paying attention to every detail, and pushing herself harder than ever before. Still, she could feel the weight of his expectations pressing down on her. One afternoon, Robert called Anna into his office again. This time, there was a different look in his eyes, less cold, more serious. Anna, he began, we need to talk about something important. Anna sat down, heart beating fast. She knew Robert did not call people to his office without a reason. "You know about the mistake in the last report," Robert said. "It nearly cost us a deal with a big client." "That was serious?" Anna nodded. "Yes, sir. I took full responsibility. I have worked with the team to make sure it won't happen again." Robert leaned forward. "Good. Taking responsibility is the first step. But I want you to understand the cost of such mistakes. We deal with a lot of money and people's jobs depend on us." Anna looked at him seriously. "I understand, sir." Robert paused, then said, "I want you to tell everyone about this mistake yourself. At tomorrow's meeting, be honest and explain what happened and what you did to fix it." Anna blinked in surprise. She had never spoken in front of the senior team before. The thought made her nervous. "Are you sure, sir?" she asked. Robert nodded. "Yes. Honesty is important. It will show that you are strong enough to face your faults." That night, Anna thought about the meeting. She was afraid of being judged and looked down on. But she also knew this was a chance to prove herself in a new way. The next morning, the conference room was filled with the company's senior leaders. Anna stood at the front, feeling all eyes on her. She took a deep breath and began. "Last month, there was an error in one of my reports. This mistake nearly caused us to lose a client. I want to apologize for the problem. Since then, I have worked with the team to improve our processes so this will not happen again." She paused, scanning the room. Some faces showed surprise, others were quiet. Anna continued, "I believe that mistakes can teach us lessons. I am ready to learn and do better." When she finished, the room stayed silent for a moment. Then, Robert stood up. "Thank you, Anna," he said. "It takes courage to admit mistakes. That is what makes a strong team member." Anna felt a warm feeling inside. For the first time, she saw genuine respect in Robert's eyes. One of the senior leaders nodded and said, "That was honest and brave, Anna. We appreciate your hard work." As the meeting ended, several people came up to Anna to offer kind words. She smiled, feeling proud and stronger than before. Back in Robert's office, he looked thoughtful. "You surprised me today," he said quietly. Anna smiled. "Thank you, sir. I want to earn your trust." Robert nodded slowly. "You are doing well. Keep it up." After the meeting, Anna returned to her desk, feeling a new sense of confidence. The turning point had come not only in Robert's view but in her own heart. She realized that strength was not about never failing. It was about facing failure with honesty and courage. Over the next few weeks, Anna worked even harder. She took on new tasks and asked questions when she didn't understand. Slowly, her ideas were heard more often in meetings, and her role began to grow. One afternoon, as she organized documents, Robert stopped by her desk. "I've noticed your progress," he said. "There is a lot of work ahead, and I want you to be ready." Anna looked up, surprised by his words. "I will, sir." Robert gave a small smile. "Good." That evening, Anna sat quietly in her apartment, thinking about how far she had come. The dinner where Robert tried to humiliate her felt like a distant memory now. She had turned the night into a chance to show her strength. Her phone buzzed with a message from Nina. "You're amazing, Anna. Keep going." Anna smiled and replied, "Thank you. I'm learning to be brave." The road was still long, but Anna was no longer afraid. She was ready to face whatever came next with honesty, courage, and a new sense of hope. The days passed quickly, and Anna found herself growing stronger with each challenge. She was no longer just the quiet secretary in the corner. People began to notice her work, and even Robert seemed less cold when he spoke to her. Still, Anna knew she had much to prove. One morning, Robert called Anna into his office again. This time, his expression was serious but not unkind. "Anna, we have a new project coming up. It is important for the company's future," he said. Anna listened carefully. Robert explained that the company was planning to open a new branch in another city. This would require careful planning and organization. "I want you to help with the preparations," Robert said. "You will work with the project team and report directly to me." Anna felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. This was a big responsibility. "Thank you, sir. I will do my best," she replied confidently. Over the next few weeks, Anna threw herself into the project. She worked late hours, organizing meetings, making reports, and coordinating with different teams. Sometimes, the work was overwhelming, but she kept pushing forward. Robert visited the project team often. He watched Anna as she worked, and sometimes offered advice or asked questions. One afternoon, during a team meeting, Anna noticed a problem with the budget. Some costs were higher than expected, and if not controlled, they could affect the whole project. Anna spoke up carefully, "I think we should review the expenses and find ways to reduce costs without losing quality." One of the senior team members frowned. "That will be difficult. We already have a tight schedule." Anna nodded. "I understand. But if we don't control the budget, the project could face serious issues later." Robert looked at her with interest. "Anna is right. We must be careful." The team agreed to take another look at the budget. Anna felt proud. Her opinion mattered now, and people listened. But not everyone was happy. Some in the team whispered that Anna was too new to challenge their decisions. Anna heard the quiet talks and felt the weight of their doubt. One day, after a long meeting, Anna found Robert waiting near the elevators. "You handled the budget issue well," he said. "But don't let the doubts get to you. Some people don't like change." Anna smiled, grateful for his words. "I won't give up, sir." Robert nodded. "Good. Keep your focus." Anna left the office feeling stronger. She knew the road was not easy, but she was ready. At home, she told her friend Nina about the new project. Nina was excited and said, "This is your chance to show everyone how capable you are." Anna smiled. "Yes, it is. But I have to work even harder." The days grew busier. Anna juggled meetings, phone calls, and reports. She learned to manage her time and stay calm under pressure. One evening, Robert called Anna to his office again. This time, he seemed different, more serious and thoughtful. "Anna, I want you to prepare a presentation for the board next week," he said. Anna's eyes widened. Speaking to the board was a big step. It was a chance to show her skills in front of the highest leaders. "I will prepare it carefully, sir," she said. Robert nodded. "I expect you to be clear and confident. This presentation could change your future here." Anna spent the next days working on the presentation. She practiced in front of the mirror, making sure she could explain the project clearly. The day of the presentation arrived. The room was filled with important people, and Anna stood at the front, her heart beating fast. She took a deep breath and began. She spoke about the new branch, the challenges, and the solutions the team had found. Her voice was steady, and she looked at each person as she spoke. When she finished, the room was silent for a moment. Then the chairman of the board spoke. "Thank you, Anna. That was impressive work. You clearly understand the project and its risks." Several others nodded in agreement. Robert looked at Anna with a small smile. "Well done." Anna felt a wave of relief and happiness. She had done it. She had proved she could handle big challenges. After the meeting, Robert said quietly, "You are growing fast. Keep this up." Anna smiled. "Thank you, sir. I will. That night, Anna sat alone in her apartment, thinking about how far she had come. The shy secretary who had been humiliated at dinner was now standing strong in front of the company's leaders. Her phone buzzed with a message from Nina. "You did amazing today. I knew you could." Anna smiled and replied, "Thank you. I'm ready for what's next." She knew the road ahead was still full of challenges, but now, she had the confidence and strength to face them. After the successful presentation, Anna felt a new energy inside her. For the first time, she truly believed she could rise higher in the company. She was no longer just the quiet secretary, she was becoming an important part of the team. But she also knew the road was not easy, and every step forward came with its own challenges. The new project was moving quickly. Anna found herself working longer hours, meeting with different teams, and solving unexpected problems. It was exhausting, but she welcomed the challenge. One afternoon, as she was organizing documents in her office, Robert walked in quietly. He looked different today, less stern, almost thoughtful. "Anna," he said, "I want to thank you for your work. You have surprised me." Anna looked up, a little surprised herself. "Thank you, sir." Robert continued, "I know I have been hard on you. But I want you to know it was never personal. I push people because I believe they can do better." Anna nodded slowly. She had felt the pressure, but hearing his words made a difference. "Do you believe in yourself?" Robert asked. Anna smiled softly. "I am learning to." Robert's expression softened. "Good. Because you will need that belief. The company is changing, and we need people like you." As he left, Anna felt a strange warmth inside. Maybe Robert was not as cold as she thought. That evening, Anna met Nina at their favorite cafe. She told her about the conversation with Robert. "It sounds like he's finally seeing your worth," Nina said. "I'm proud of you." Anna smiled. "I'm still nervous, but I want to keep going." The next days brought more work and new faces. Anna met with team leaders from the new city branch and helped solve several problems. Her confidence grew with each success. But with new challenges came new doubts. Some co-workers whispered behind her back, saying she was too ambitious or didn't belong in high-level meetings. Anna heard the comments but didn't let them stop her. One afternoon, after a long day, Anna found herself alone in the office kitchen. She was tired and feeling the weight of everything. Suddenly, a voice broke the silence. "You're doing well, Anna." She looked up to see Mr. Harris, one of Robert's senior colleagues, smiling kindly. "Thank you," Anna replied, surprised. Mr. Harris nodded. "I've seen your work. You have something special. Keep pushing." Anna felt a burst of hope. It was the first time someone other than Robert had said those words. "Sometimes, the path is hard," Mr. Harris added. "But those who keep going are the ones who succeed." Anna smiled, feeling stronger. She realized she was not alone. That evening, Robert called Anna into his office again. "I want to introduce you to someone," he said. Anna followed him to the conference room, where a woman was waiting. She was around Anna's age, confident and friendly. "This is Sarah. She is the new head of marketing for the company," Robert explained. Sarah smiled warmly at Anna. "I've heard a lot about you." Anna felt a little nervous but returned the smile. Robert continued, "You two will work closely on the new branch's launch. Sarah knows a lot about marketing, and Anna knows the operations." Anna felt excited. This was a new opportunity to learn and grow. Over the next few weeks, Anna and Sarah worked side by side. Sarah was kind and patient, teaching Anna new skills and encouraging her to speak up. One afternoon, Sarah said, "Anna, you have a good mind. Don't be afraid to share your ideas." Anna nodded. Thank you, Sarah. I'm learning. Together, they prepared plans for the branch launch. Anna saw how teamwork made difficult tasks easier. Meanwhile, Robert watched their progress quietly. He seemed pleased but still kept his distance. One evening, after a successful team meeting, Robert called Anna aside. "You've done well," he said. "But remember, this is just the beginning." Anna smiled. "I'm ready." As the weeks passed, Anna grew more confident. She felt respected by her colleagues and even found moments of friendship. One night, as she left the office, Robert walked with her to the elevator. "You've come a long way," he said quietly. Anna looked at him. "Thank you for pushing me, sir." Robert nodded. "Sometimes, we need a push to find our strength." Anna smiled softly. For the first time, she felt a true connection with him, not just as a boss, but as someone who believed in her potential. As the elevator doors closed, Anna thought about her journey. From a dinner meant to humiliate her, to becoming a trusted member of the team, she had grown stronger and braver. The future was still uncertain, but now, she faced it with hope and courage. The day of the new branch's opening finally arrived. Anna stood in the large meeting room, surrounded by the team she had worked closely with over the past months. There was a mix of excitement and nervous energy in the air. Robert entered the room, his usual serious expression softening just a little when he saw Anna. "This day marks a new chapter for our company," he began. "And Anna, you have been an important part of this success." Anna felt her heart beat faster. She looked around at the faces of her co-workers, some smiling, others nodding respectfully. She was no longer the quiet secretary, she was part of the company's future. As the ceremony started, Anna's phone buzzed quietly. It was a message from Nina. "I'm so proud of you. You made it." Anna smiled softly and typed back, "Thank you. It feels like a new beginning." The event continued with speeches, photos, and congratulations. Anna found herself talking to many people, answering questions, and sharing her excitement. She realized how much she had grown, not just in skills, but in confidence. Later, Robert pulled her aside. "Anna, your work has changed how I see you," he said quietly. "You showed strength, honesty, and dedication." Anna looked at him, surprised by his words. "Thank you, sir. That means a lot." Robert smiled briefly. "Keep this up. The future is bright." Anna nodded, feeling a warmth she had never felt before from her boss. The next few weeks were busy with the new branch settling in. Anna helped solve problems, trained new staff, and worked closely with Sarah and the team. Every day brought new challenges, but Anna met them with determination. One afternoon, Sarah invited Anna to lunch. "I wanted to tell you how proud I am of your progress," Sarah said. "You've grown so much." Anna smiled. "Thank you. Your support helped me a lot." Sarah nodded. "Remember, this is just the start. You have a bright future ahead." Anna felt grateful. She knew she still had much to learn, but for the first time, she believed she could reach her goals. Back at the office, Robert called Anna to his office one more time. "I want to offer you a new role," he said. "You will be assistant to the project director for the company's expansion. It's a big step, but I believe you are ready." Anna's eyes widened. This was more than she had dreamed of when she first started working here. "I accept, sir. Thank you for trusting me." Robert nodded. "Earn this trust every day." As Anna left his office, she felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. She knew the road ahead would be hard, but now, she had the strength to walk it. That evening, Anna sat at home, thinking about her journey. From the night when Robert had taken her to dinner to try to embarrass her, to now standing strong as a valued member of the company. She picked up her phone and called Nina. "I have news," Anna said, her voice bright. What is it? Nina asked. I got the new position. I'm moving forward. There was a pause, then Nina said, that's amazing. You worked hard and deserved it? Anna smiled, feeling happy and proud. The next day at work, Anna found herself more confident than ever. She greeted colleagues with a smile and faced challenges with calm determination. One afternoon, as she was organizing files, Robert walked by. Anna, he said, stopping beside her, I want you to know that I'm proud of your growth. You surprised me in many ways. Anna looked up, surprised by his kindness. Thank you, sir, she said softly. Robert nodded. Keep going. The future is yours to build. Anna felt a deep sense of gratitude. She realized that the dinner meant to humiliate her had actually been a turning point. It showed her that she was stronger than she thought, and that sometimes, the hardest moments could lead to the greatest growth. As she returned to her work, Anna knew this was just the beginning of a new journey. She was ready to face whatever came next, with courage, honesty, and hope. The future was hers.